Welcome to AI World TV, your go-to destination for everything artificial intelligence. Discover the captivating landscape of AI, where advanced technology finds real-life application. Subscribe to AI World TV for webzine articles, reports, podcasts, videos, live events, and latest trends. Hear from top industry leaders and discover how AI is transforming industries and our daily lives.
It feels like just yesterday, AI was something you'd see in sci-fi movies.
Absolutely. And now it's just woven into everything.
Exactly, from, Netflix recommendations to helping doctors, writing code, making art, even sorting out logistics.
It's moved so fast from just theory in academia to actually changing how we live day to day.
Which brings up this huge question, maybe a bit of a profound one even.
Yeah, with AI moving this quickly, when does it actually peak?
Right. Or maybe the more interesting angle is, does it even have a single peak? Are we looking for a summit? Or is it something else?
And that's what we want to dig into today. We're using an article from AI World Journal as our guide, let's say.
Okay, so our mission is to pull out the really key ideas from this source.
Exactly. Help you understand this whole concept, what peak AI might even mean without getting lost in all the noise and hype.
Great. So let's dive in. The article kicks off by saying something crucial, I think.
Which is?
That this idea of an AI peak, it's not straightforward. It really depends on what lens you're looking through.
Ah, right. It suggests thinking about different kinds of peaks.
Yeah.
It sort of breaks it down. First, there's the one most people probably think of, the technological peak.
Okay.
That's basically when AI reaches or, surpasses human-level general intelligence, AGI.
The big one. Artificial general intelligence. The kind that can reason, learn, do pretty much any intellectual task a human can.
That's the idea, the potential summit, technologically speaking.
But the article says that's not the only definition of a peak we should consider.
Not at all. It also talks about an economic peak.
Right.
This is more about when AI delivers its maximum bang for the buck, its biggest boost to the global economy.
Okay, so the point where maybe the rate of economic growth from AI starts to slow down or plateau.
Yeah, maybe the low-hanging fruit has been picked, like you said earlier. The easiest, most impactful uses are already baked in, and getting more gains becomes harder, diminishing returns.
Makes sense. And there were a couple more.
There were. The hype peak.
Oh, we've definitely felt that one lately.
Haven't we just? Yeah, the high point of media buzz, societal fascination, everyone talking about it.
And the article warns that could be followed by a dip, right? Like disillusionment if expectations aren't met, or if negative stuff like ethical problems or job losses cause a backlash.
Exactly. The classic tech hype cycle. AI is not immune.
And the last one?
The adoption peak. This is simply when AI tools become truly everywhere, seamlessly part of daily life for most people, like smartphones are now, or the internet.
Okay, so technological, economic, hype, and adoption peaks.
And the article's pretty clear these different milestones probably won't all happen at the same time. Some might not happen at all.
That distinction is really helpful, actually, because peak can mean so many different things.
It really reframes it. So thinking about these different peaks, where does the article suggest we are right now from its 2025 perspective?
Well, as of now, the analysis says AI is very much still in a dramatic growth phase. You just have to look at the generative models.
Oh, yeah. Creating language, images, even code that's incredibly coherent. That explosion has been huge.
And it's getting embedded everywhere. Healthcare, finance, arts, security, logistics, you name it.
Definitely. Investment is massive, but you also see governments, companies starting to really grapple with the implications. Ethics, oversight. They see the opportunity, but also the risk.
So based on this source, we're certainly not at a peak yet. Not by any of those definitions, really. Still climbing.
Very much still ascending.
Does the article hazard any guesses about when we might hit some of these points? Any timelines?
It does offer some estimates, especially for the big one.
Yeah.
The technological peak, AGI.
Okay.
Now, timelines for AGI, they vary wildly,
Yeah.
But the article mentions many researchers think it could emerge somewhere between, say, 2030 and 2050.
Wow. 2030 to 2050.
If that happens, it would fundamentally change everything. Civilization, really. You'd have major conversations about ethics, identity. If machines can reason and adapt across all domains, potentially better than humans.
Yeah, 2030 feels incredibly close. 2050 feels, further, but still potentially within many listeners' lifetimes. What about the economic peak? Any timeline there?
The article suggests that by around 2040, AI might hit its maximum economic impact. That's before those potential diminishing returns could start setting in.
So the point where it's deeply integrated everywhere, optimizing industries, automating tasks at scale, driving innovation.
Exactly. But the rate of additional economic gain might slow down after that, even if the tech itself keeps improving.
Interesting. And the
You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
hype pick. Where are we on that roller coaster?
Well, the article points out that some observers think we might be near a cultural hype peak already, maybe even past it slightly in some ways.
Expectations are certainly sky high.
Totally. And if reality, or maybe the challenges like ethics and job impacts, don't quite match that hype,
Then you could get that backlash. Or an AI winter, a period of less funding, less interest.
could happen. It shows it's not just about the tech's raw power, but also how society perceives and reacts to it.
That's a really key point. But okay, let's put aside the hype and adoption for a second. Even if the tech keeps getting better, are there fundamental limits? Like, is there a ceiling to intelligence itself, even for machines?
That's a massive question, and the article definitely explores it. It looks at different possible boundaries.
Like what?
Well, it contrasts, for example, biological limits in us humans. Our brains are constrained, right? Speed of neurons, how much we can remember.
AI hardware.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
AI systems don't necessarily have those specific biological constraints. They could potentially exceed us in raw processing speed or access to vast amounts of data.
So, potentially a biological advantage for AI in some ways?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
But then the article talks about computational limits for the machines themselves.
Okay.
There are still hardware limits, energy use, heat, and fundamental physics comes into play. There's something called the Landauer limit, which sets a minimum energy cost for computation. Physics applies.
Right, they can't escape the laws of physics.
And there are also theoretical limits in computer science itself. Some problems are just proven to be algorithmically unsolvable, intractable.
Okay, so physics and math still set some boundaries. What about knowledge limits? Are there things AI just can't know or understand?
This gets pretty deep. The article raises the possibility of truths that might be inaccessible to any system, human or AI.
How so?
It could stem from things like fundamental randomness in the universe, like quantum mechanics suggests, or from inherent paradoxes. Think about Gödel's incompleteness theorems.
The idea that within any consistent formal system, there are true statements you can't prove within that system.
Exactly. So even a superintelligence might hit fundamental walls in fully grasping everything about reality.
Wow. Okay, that's mind-bending. The nature of reality itself imposing limits. And there was one more type of limit mentioned.
Yes, ethical and societal limits. This is crucial. Even if limitless intelligence were technically possible, we, humanity, might choose not to go there.
We might collectively hit the brakes.
Precisely. Ethical concerns, laws, cultural values, these could slow down or even stop progress in certain directions to protect things like human dignity, freedom, safety. We might decide not to build certain things, even if we could figure out how.
So we might choose not to climb the whole mountain, even if technically feasible. Which brings us back to that initial question, does AI even have a final peak?
And this is where the article offers, I think, its most interesting shift in perspective.
Okay.
Instead of thinking about AI like a single product that peaks and then maybe declines, the article suggests it might be much more like a foundational technology.
Like electricity. Or the internet.
Exactly like those.
Yeah.
Electricity didn't reach a peak in, say, 1950 and then fade away.
Yeah.
The internet didn't peak in 2010.
No, they just kept evolving, getting integrated deeper and deeper, constantly raising the baseline of what society could do.
Precisely. So the article suggests AI might never hit one single final peak in that product cycle sense. Instead, it's more likely to just keep evolving, spreading, transforming things, constantly shifting the baseline capability upwards.
So not a mountain with one summit, but maybe more like a plateau that just keeps rising.
That's a great way to put it. a continuously rising plateau with new possibilities opening up at each new level.
That image really changes how you think about it, doesn't it?
It totally does.
And it shifts the focus entirely. The article basically says, maybe the better question isn't when AI will peak.
But what kind of future are we building with it?
Right. If it's this foundational thing that just keeps evolving, the focus shifts from trying to predict one moment in time
To actively shaping the journey, which means focusing on, how do we design these systems ethically? How do we make sure they align with human values? How do we prepare education, the workforce for this ongoing change?
and prioritizing long-term safety and making sure it actually benefits humanity.
Absolutely. Moving the conversation from prediction to purpose and direction.
That feels much more constructive, actually.
It does. So the article wraps up by reinforcing that idea. The peak of AI probably isn't one simple moment.
It's more like a series of tipping points, different kinds arriving at different times, across technology, the economy, culture, even how we understand ourselves.
Yeah. Whether we eventually get something like AGI or just keep building incredibly powerful, specialized AI, we're definitely entering a world where intelligence isn't exclusively human anymore.
It's becoming a shared space.
And the article's final thought is really provocative. It says the ultimate challenge isn't just reaching a peak, whatever that means.
It's knowing what we should do once we get there, or maybe as that plateau keeps rising.
Exactly. What do we do with this ever-increasing capability?
Which really leaves an important question for you, the listener, to think about. As you consider the future AI is creating, what does that challenge look like for you?
Yeah, what do you think we should be focusing on most as intelligence becomes this shared space between us and machines?
Something to ponder.
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.